Hello there, guys. Welcome again. This is I am John Moss, and this is my leading lady, Nancy Matts.
Hello, everybody.
It is the 20th of May, 2012, and we've just been talking about how negativity from other people can affect you. Um, uh, we were talking about an experience that I've had actually this very day, about 3 hours ago, concerning a friend of mine that, to cut a long story short, she'd lost a child previously. And I'm not going to use the expletive language that was used, but it was words to the effect of, I'm glad that you lost your son, you bleep bleep, um, so and so,
Very negative, yeah.
and how people's negativity can and their negative energy can transfer from one person to another,
It's
even through just words that are being written without you having to be face to face. And how do we deal with that? How do we deal with that negativity, and how can we, sort of turn that into a positive, for want of a better word?
well, there's an example I want to use it. Put a couple examples for most people listening to this will know somebody who's been in the police force or military. And if you're taught how to shoot and how to be aggressive, like movie stars in those aggressive military or shoot 'em up or fast car, they get to where they get used to that kind of personality and they can carry it into the private life. I was married to a policeman and my first marriage, and I could see that his personality was changing. Well, if you take a child out of a home that's had a lot of abuse, that child will then carry it into their adulthood. Well, if you put a person into a situation where they're going to hear negative all the time, they get used to the language, they get used to it being normal for them. And then that kind of personality who doesn't have reinforcements that you're a good person and life's okay, we all struggle, but we'll all come out of it okay, they'll carry that into their personal and professional life. So as John and I were talking about this unfortunate lady who had this man come into a chat room with her and said these terrible things, it's like I envisioned a cloud all around him of all this sewage, and he didn't want to hold on to the sewage because his life was so full of it. And so what I find people trying to do is they're clawing at the sewage and they're throwing it aside or to somebody
Yeah.
else, hoping that they'll collect it. There's this big movie star in another country, and he's been on national news about how he spews out all this negative all the time. And in his personal life, he has all this negative going on. It's the same principle that if you're full of negative surroundings and in situations, a good person coming into your sphere of energy will come in and collect a little bit. So my feeling was, and this is where I want John to take off, is that she became part of his visual and all this sewage that was around him. He's so hateful, he threw it at her, and it's her choice to allow that sewage to become part of her energy. John?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that's exactly what happened. I mean, and I was chatting to her on Facebook, and then that takes you into the realm of, we were sort of digesting it then and talking about it and talking about how, well, this has been said. Now, how can we turn that into a positive rather than accept
Yeah.
the negative? But I think for me, I think it's just the way that how people can try and sort of throw this at people without any concern, without any understanding, especially
It's
if they,
normal for them. It's
but
normal.
that's right, yeah,
It's so normal for them to, it's like trying to use examples people can understand. Say you have a child that goes to kindergarten, and you in your life, you don't have a potty mouth. But another child comes from a household where they use the F word and all the explanatives that we don't even want to mention on a tape. And they come to school and they hear that language at home as normal. So in kindergarten, your child comes home with a sweet, sweet little thing, and all of a sudden they come out with words that you've never
yeah,
expressed
yeah,
in
yeah.
front of them. It's a bleeding over. What's normal for one person is not normal for
Normal
someone
for,
else.
yeah,
So my feeling is this man was angry. He has this sewage in his mouth all the
yeah, yeah,
time,
yeah, yeah.
and someone who dares be happy like her, he can't understand that. He doesn't want
Yeah.
that happiness, and of course you wonder why is he in the chat room then, but he doesn't want someone else to express any unhappiness or try to explain a situation by telling them someone else of their life. So he says, no, my life is more sewage filled, and I don't like that you're trying to be a nice person, so I'm going to throw my sewage at you.
Yeah, yeah.
And so where an innocent person sees that being thrown at them, they go, well, I haven't done anything to that person. Why don't they like me? I came up with the expression once, no one's going to like me either. No one's going to like you, John. Everybody has somebody who won't like them.
That's right.
And I said, I'm not a bad person. I wouldn't have gotten into this. I would have stayed with the telephone company in California and retired with a nice pension. I sacrificed and decided to give up. Basically, I'm a nice person. Trying to make a point, really, everybody. I'm trying to be a nice person. And by being a nice person, when someone hits me with negative or explanatives, I go, how can they dislike me? I'm a nice person. They don't know me. That's how I don't accept it. If you don't know me, how can you not like me or dislike me? So the choice to like me or dislike me is still not been decided. You don't know me enough to dislike me. That's how I get over it.
Yeah.
I don't have to accept it because you don't know me. So someone watching this may type in and say, well, Nancy, well, then I don't own it because you don't know me. You don't know my real life. You don't know what I've sacrificed for 22 years to help those of you who do seek out the truth. So those of you who do like me will continue and set people my way. Those who don't, please don't call me. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get a good reading from me anyway because you don't like me. So
absolutely, yeah.
So stay away.
Yeah, definitely,
Oh, God.
definitely.
Get you all messed up here.
Yeah, I mean, I just find it. I just find it incredible that perhaps I don't know. Perhaps I'm somebody. Perhaps I look through things a bit like rose-coloured glasses sometimes, and I think because
We all do.
do you know what I mean?
Be wonderful.
That's it, and I was just sort of. It really shocked me though that somebody would. I mean, language to me. I mean. As you know, Nancy, I mean, I've been at the front line. I've been a bus driver. I've been, spat at. I've had cans of beer thrown over me. So I mean, words to me, people can call me anything they like.
Toughened
Really.
up. You're not innocent anymore.
That's it.
So you're not innocent to the potty words or the sewage, I call it. Maybe your friend who means well and helps people a lot doesn't have sewage in her life. So when it's thrown at her, she doesn't know how to respond.
That's right.
I'm trying to think how many years back it was. Like 15 years. It's been a long time. I can't even remember. It was the first book, I guess. And I was at Barnes & Noble doing a book signing. Some guy just came and took me off kilter because he wanted a platform for his sewage. And I said, this is my platform. Go somewhere else. And don't come around me and never bother me again. And I found, and this is a point, everybody, my voice has power. It's not just words, it's energy. So if someone has sewage all around and they want you to share it, you put your positive, think this is my forum and a place where I want good and good things for people to hear. You're spewing out sunshine, and you're trying to put sunshine into sewage. Who wins? What's heavier? Well, sewage is heavier. So you don't have to accept it by saying, that person doesn't know me. How can they say that? So you don't have to accept it.
Absolutely.
I work for the right side, the light. That person doesn't. Who's going to win in the light in the eyes of God?
That's right. Absolutely.
So that's how you have to accept it.
That's right.
I told John just a minute ago, I says, I'm making so many karma points and brownie buttons that, if I fall down and skid my nose, I'm going to be picked up by somebody because I've earned my points. We take a lot of abuse and we try so hard to help people. I have people call me up all the time and go, I want to be a psychic reader, teach me, mentor me, do this for me, do that. I want to be you. And I go, really? You want to do this?
Oh, no.
To be me?
You want to do this?
I have no idea how hard this is, everybody. To be right on all the time.
Absolutely. Oh, my gosh. Yeah.
So someone who doesn't like me try to touch base with me. And when you get into this, you better be ready for a tough chin.
Definitely.
Because it's not always easy. People don't want to hear what you have to say. So maybe this guy is so emotionally distraught. And so I'm getting off again with him again. I don't really want to give him the power, the energy. I don't want to give him time. We should care only for the one who's receiving this because only the divine can heal souls of so many who are so distraught. And the thing is that I'm going to a place, and John, you and I talked about this. What am I doing for the last 20 years of my life? Well, write books so we become emotionally healthy. This young man, and I have a vision of him, it's not even going to be worth my effort I'm not even going to spend the time to tell you who he is or what he looks like because he hasn't earned it.
No.
But when he passes, if he hasn't fixed what's wrong with him, he'll go into spirit and become insane. And those people we call the demons.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
then you're
yeah.
going to have an exorcist because he'll be saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. And then someone will say, oh, this guy feels so terrible. He must be a demon. And then he'll be thrown even further into the depths of darkness. So on some level, she should be your little friend. And you need to get back to
Yeah.
her. That she has so much light around her that nothing can penetrate it unless she wishes it so.
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, yeah, because I mean, she's left me a message on Facebook saying, "Can I do her a few cards and stuff like that?" Which I will. I am going to do. But like you said, Nancy, you know, it's such you hit on a point there when you know because I myself believe that the voice has power as well, and the more energy and the more you speak of something,
Yeah.
the more it can become, you know. And I'm a firm believer in, you know, when something like this happens, the best thing to do is just not give it the energy that it's worth, because
Yeah.
the
You
more you give
validate
it,
him.
yeah, that's it. The more you like. I know we're talking about it now, but we're trying to give examples of, you know. But the more that my friend thinks and talks about it, and the more the bigger it will be, the bigger it becomes, and then it turns into a fester, and then it turns into something bigger, and
Well, it's wounding her.
that's
And
right,
the
Nancy. That's
and the
right, Nancy.
sliver on her
Yeah,
soul,
that's
it
right.
needs to be pulled out because that sliver can fester and what she needs to go. And again, everybody, I'll say the same thing. How can I accept what you said bad about me when maybe you don't know me to say that at all? And that's the key to her healness,
That's,
healthiness and healing. And also that she has sacrificed everything to do this to help people on their journey, then she has a good soul. So why would someone want to tarnish her
that,
soul? Does he work for darkness? Does he believe in darkness? Is he a manifester of negative to have people shine on him only? We don't know his game. But by her creating and envisioning his words, she's actually given him more energy,
that's
more
right.
power.
That's right.
So she
That's
needs to
right.
stop thinking about it.
That's right. Absolutely, that's right. And I think that's where the toughest part comes in. I think,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, like you were saying earlier on, when people say to me, you know, I've had people say to me, "Oh, you know, can you learn me to be psychic? Can we learn to be?" You know, and I say to them, "Well, you know, you're in for a tough ride. You know, if you,
And you really want to do this, everybody?
you know, do you really want to stand up and say yes, that's me? Because you know, you sometimes you face the jaws of the devil himself. I think sometimes, you know,
What expression? That's great.
you know, and it's tough. It's tough. It's tough being. I think it's tough being whatever you want to call us. Whether you want to call us a sensitive, a psychic, a medium, a clairvoyant, whatever you want to call us. I think it's tough because I think as a psychic, you tune into people's thoughts, feelings, emotions without you really. They don't have to say anything,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know. And but like you said, Nancy, words have power. So if it is somebody that's negative or that has negative thoughts, and then they put power behind them words, as a
Mhm.
sensitive person, you feel it twice, three times as strong, because
Yeah.
not only are you feeling the emotion from the person, but you're feeling the energy that they're also giving it by giving the, you know.
It's like having a bow and arrow in front of
Yes,
their mouth and they
that's
let it
right.
go
That's
and you
right.
stand there and you're wounded
That's
and it
right.
penetrates your soul.
That's right. That's
Um,
right.
I don't want your friend to hurt anymore. I hope she'll have a chance to watch this video. And for those of you who are wounded by family, sometimes it's not always easy to get away from someone who's related to you as it is a stranger. Sometimes you can say to the stranger, they're so wounded, I don't want to try to help them. And it's their stuff, they don't know me. But when it's family, you have to forgive them for being wounded first.
Yes.
You don't have to forgive a stranger because you don't know their story. But if it's family, you have to say, I'm sorry that you're so wounded. Whatever you're about, I know it's family. I can't stay away. So kind of like we may have to talk about family. Somebody who maybe watched this video might have thought of family. Well, I can't get away from my family. They're always spewing sewage at me. And maybe sometimes you have to say to that person, why are you directing it to me? I haven't done anything to you. I'm an innocent. Sometimes people have to react by hearing the truth. A stranger in a chat room, it's impossible. Like I was at lecture that one time, been so grateful. We're some wood here, but when it's family spewing at you, yeah, it's more difficult. But forgiving them is the first step. That softens your life force, so you don't have to accept any more of the garbage.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, I think that's going to cause. We'll bring that to a close. Put my teeth in.
Yeah.
Because we've been 15 minutes. So thank you very much for listening, people, and please, we thank you for listening to us. And just to repeat, I'm John. If you want to know more about me, my website is www.orbsuk.co.uk. And for Nancy, it's www.nancymats.net. Is that right, Nancy?
I have two of them, .com and .net, and they kind of come together at the same place. So it's Nancy Matz, MATZ.net. Thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in, and speak to you again soon. Bye for now. Bye for now.
Bye for now. Thank you for coming, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.